Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of
HR Won't Like This,
where we talk about anything and everything that you're not supposed to talk in the office. And today we're not in the office because Daniel?
We're not in our official studio because someone had the bright idea to let's go touch grass. So here we are.
Literally touching grass.
Oh, sorry.
And I was dying coming up to find a place here because somebody decided to go to this place called Taman Sarjana Hijau, which is a park again. Which is a park in Putrajaya here in Malaysia, and you need to hike up.
When you
And
say
I'm dying.
touch grass, right? Isn't this what touching grass means? Like you need to be one with nature. You need to get a little bit of dirt on you.
He is having the time of his life because I
Yes.
was like panting and literally coming up. Today we're gonna talk about
Shut up.
Bird is like, I'm not gonna let you talk. Anywho, today we're gonna talk about health.
Health?
And
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna talk about health.
Okay.
Since we're here in a park with a lot of people and a crow who's like caw-cawing.
That's not a crow.
Okay, you know what?
We're not bird experts, but
We're not.
Whoa. Okay.
So today's episode we're gonna talk about health because we're at a park and people are
Okay, so today we're gonna talk about health. Since we're here where, Taman Sarjana Hijau, where everyone is just like, trying to live a healthy lifestyle.
yeah.
And there's like a group in front of us, I don't know what they're doing. I think they're having a picnic.
And like there's people around us who's like having a walk with their family. So yeah.
Surprisingly, Malaysia is a very health conscious country.
Well, Malaysia has always been said as a most obese population
in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, in Southeast Asia. They're like number 1 or number 2. I'm not sure. I don't have my facts, and this is not a fact channel. So,
Yeah.
but then again, I feel like nowadays here in Malaysia, people are starting to be more health conscious, especially those who likes to go on a run. There's a lot of running competition.
Maybe I'm not their target market, so that's why I don't know about these kind of like things.
Because my sister is a runner and she...
You hear track stars.
I'm a runner, I'm a track star. Anyway, my second sister, she is starting running again. And she has been like picking up like a few cool running marathons that have like a lot of like cool medal. I think that is like the incentive where
I got distracted.
we should not do this outside. We should do this in a studio. We could.
It's a learning experience. It's a learning curve.
I guess so. Let's talk about health. Okay. So
Yeah, you're saying about your sister.
I was saying about my sister. So my sister is like on her health journey, even though she is a thin ass person like a paper.
Wow.
And there's also another person who was like briefly was a part of my life. A guy. But then we didn't like became friends. We just like became acquaintances, and I've been seeing his Instagram story, and apparently his company, I'm not gonna call name lah. His company is having this. It's not a competition, but it's like to promote health, for their workers, so that every 6 months they will have like this appreciation where they give you like incentive like 200 ringgit. You are the most healthy. You've run like 2k 3k, something like that lah, or 30k, I'm not sure. That's what I saw in his video, which leads to this article that I found where a Chinese company, if I'm not mistaken, they, to promote health in their own company, they will have bonuses for people who reach a certain amount of kilometers per year.
Okay, but how do you determine that, and like, how do you fact check that though?
I think they might have like an app,
Yeah lah, but it can easily be fabricated. What?
Don't ask me. I'm not a health concerned person. So this is my question to you, lah, Daniel. Like, if our company SWS Strategy decided to like, okay, I feel like Jose, Jose decided to be okay. Everybody needs to like start working out. You guys are getting fat.
Oh.
Not his word, my word. Jose, don't sue me. Imagine, like he says, everybody needs to start being healthy. So, if you want bonuses this year, you need to reach at least 10 kilometer. What would you do?
Resign.
Uh,
Honestly, why? Okay, here's the thing about me. Okay, I like doing things, but not in extreme. Well,
are you sure
some
about that?
some. Okay, when it comes to running, maybe I'm just not health conscious enough. But I don't understand why people run. I run away from my problems. That is very tiring. So I don't need to physically run, but I like doing other stuff. So if like Jose wants to do that, I think he can branch out a little bit outside of running or working out. Maybe a drinking competition.
Mm.
Like who can drink the
Drinking competition? I didn't catch that at the first second, okay?
Yeah, like maybe that is also an Olympic sports one. Drinking without having to like throw up.
Drinking is not healthy, Daniel. We're talking about health. Oh,
You can make drinking healthy. They say one shot of whiskey a
okay,
day.
stop. I'll stop you there. We're here. We're not promoting drinking to
Okay,
anybody.
yes.
Okay. But I do have a question for you.
Mm.
Like, do you think health is important in ensuring like the company's, you know, productivity?
Health?
Yeah.
When we talk about health, like what kind of health are we talking about? Are we talking about mental and physical well-being, or are we just talking about taking care of yourself in general?
I think we can talk about both. Let's talk about the general uh health first because okay, when you work in a company they would ask you about like, oh, what is your medical.
Do they still?
I think they still, some companies still do. I'm not sure. So like, do you think health is important in work environment or like work what do you call it, like
Setting,
productivity?
how it helps you with your
Yeah.
Of course, I think like if your body is well energized and it gets all of the required nutrients,
Mhm.
I think you will. I mean, significantly, I think compare. This is me comparing myself, right? When I go on like a a weekend binge of like going out on Monday, I will always feel like I'm less energized and less proactive because you're like still groggy from like the fatigue of everything, right?
Mm,
But when I think when we went climbing the other day,
mm,
and then like we went to on Monday. Yes, Monday was tiring, but
mhm,
then I think that week, I think we were so productive.
mhm,
We were just like jumping from one thing to another. I mean, productivity at work not only depends on the volume of the work, but it's
mm,
also about how the energy reserve that you have and how you allocate that, right?
mm,
Yeah. So I think it's important. Like
mm.
it's almost always a forgettable aspect when it comes to work because people imagine us, right, just like sitting in front of like the like hunched like a prawn, like I put up the sticker here lah. The Google sticker like Attica sense.
But like, okay, do you think before
Oh, the
getting
wind
a
is
job,
nice. Uh-huh.
stop getting distracted. Do you think like before getting a job, like there's certain company that requires you to disclose what type of illnesses, what type of like health issues you have with that company? Do you think that is still important for a company to know about your health
Mm,
well-being?
no, I think that's not relevant at all to how someone uh, uh
Azan ke?
Rukiah ke?
Okay. Do you think it's still relevant for companies to ask you beforehand about your health, like your health situation?
I don't think it matters anymore in this day and age because there have been so many cases I feel like people who actually struggle with like let's say not just mental health issues but also physical issues
Mm,
that they've been they've been able to perform their duties properly.
Mm.
I mean, if you know that, down the line you need to go for like, checkups or like, some medical sessions, I think it's important for you to let the company know,
Yeah,
as
informing
a,
the
yeah,
company.
as a courtesy. But you have to make sure also on your end that your job is like, done properly. Things are handled over in an according manner, and you don't
Imagine, imagine
like some
you.
people
Oh,
who
oh, oh.
ah,
So like, imagine like, you know what HR would like won't like
yeah,
literally is like you disappearing
for 6 hours.
for. Let's not bring that up. It's literally like I feel like this would be like HR would like red flag or flag this down because like you on a sick leave for so long and you're not doing your work because you did not disclose your health issues with the company first before they um hire you. Do you think
Mm.
that would be like the biggest problem in
Mm.
nowadays?
Yeah, okay. I feel like I'm being interviewed by the way. Like, but I feel
I
like
feel like you're the only person who worked with corporate long enough. And I was an ex journalist who doesn't deal with HR nor corporate stuff, so I feel like you know more about this than
yeah
me.
lah. I mean, I'm speaking from experience also, right? Because if you, it's a very tricky way to handle it because there's a very fine line of like, okay, how do you address to like a company that you have certain medical conditions that require attention, right? Maybe on a monthly basis or like a weekly basis. But I think it's better for you to be upfront and you tell them, oh hey, I'm dealing with this. You don't have to disclose what you're dealing with. But from their response, you are able to gauge the company culture. I feel like if they don't really care about, okay, yeah, this person needs to do certain things and need to be away for like maybe like 1 day per month
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that they're healthy, and they say no to that, don't you think that's like that tells what the company culture is about?
Yeah, I mean,
Ah. So it's also like, in a way, it depends on how you look at it lah. But I think companies should not be companies should not be asking about illnesses like upfront, like in like in those papers, right? They say, do you have anything, blah 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 blah. Criminal records, yeah, fine. But
criminal records.
I mean, yeah, you need to tell people if you have criminal records. Why? No? Or do you want to hide that too?
I don't know. I'm not a criminal.
Would okay, if you have a criminal record, would you tell?
What was I convicted?
I don't know, nah, anything.
If it's just like, if it's just laundering money, okay, I don't want to say it. I don't think so. I don't think I would like disclose if okay, if I work in a FMB area, like places,
Uh-huh.
I don't think I would disclose my criminal records. But if I work with a like a corporate company, probably lah.
Because then, okay, here's the thing. Right now, companies, they always have like a way to like
Yeah lah,
find out, right?
that's true. But
But
why are we talking about this?
the same kind of question, but maybe with a twist a bit.
What a twist!
What a twist! Like that. But the same question. How would you approach it? And also how, okay, if you have an illness
Uh huh.
and like, it's not to say terminal, but it requires very detailed and very detailed care, and you need to go to the hospital, right?
Mhm.
Would you disclose? And if the company say yes, how would you navigate that?
Yes to what?
To like, okay, yeah, you can take leave for like once a month to go to like a checkup, blah 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 blah.
I would disclose. If it's a checkup, I would disclose to them, and if I couldn't use my, if the hospital or the clinic that I go check up on don't give me any medical certificate,
Mm.
right? I would use my annual leave
Yeah, it's smart.
because I feel okay. Because based on my sister, my second sister, right, she has this condition where her heart has micro holes.
Uh-huh.
So that micro holes um cause her cause her heart to like have an irregular beats. So
Arrhythmia lah.
yeah, arrhythmia. I guess so. I don't know the medical term. Atika?
Almost Dr. Atika.
So
Please fact check.
so like when she was, I think she was in almost into her uni. She did a procedure, and then every single year she will go check up once a year. So she told her company, like her new company that she working with, like, is this is not fatal? So, but I do need to go check up once a year. Yeah, she told them. She told the HR, and the HR like, okay, I'll put it in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on like the kind of company also lah. But because you know that, well, some companies in Malaysia, they don't care.
I know. I have a friend, my very very best friend.
What happened?
You know,
You whispering.
I don't know. You started it. One of my best friend. I'm just gonna say one of my best friend. You know what? No lah, I don't want to say because it's not my story to tell.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
know,
okay.
but she has experienced that.
We should
Yeah,
bring her here.
yeah, we should bring her
Yeah,
here.
bring her here. We can talk about that.
Yeah, because I feel like a certain company, right? They value work rather than that person, which is true. People out there who is working, you just need to understand you're still a number.
Yes, like
You
if you
know,
die today, they will
be
replace you within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's grim, but you know,
that's how company works.
you're just a statistic at the end of the
It
day.
doesn't matter if you work with a very good company. At the end of the day, you need to keep that very in mind, very deep in your mind that you are just a number. You know,
I'll just say this lah. There's no job in this world unless it's like, you know, life saving, like you're a doctor, like a first responder, or like a firefighter, right? That's worth sacrificing your life for. Especially in corporate, girl, you're insane. You think they're gonna fucking acknowledge you for doing like above and beyond and for standing for being the last one to leave the office? Let's be real, okay? They don't care.
yeah.
The moment you step out of the office, you're nothing to them.
Yeah.
Most companies lah.
Keep your health in check,
Mhm.
mental health in check, and I feel like working in a corporate, right? Mental health is something that is so important that we're gonna talk about in the next episode.
Yeah. You have a you have a blueprint here.
Yeah, we have two people here that can talk about it, and we're gonna talk about it in the
Yeah.
next episode.
We're gonna get vulnerable.
Yeah, I think that's all in this episode of weirdness because we're out in the wild, touching grass, having a lot of distraction left, right, and center. There's a bird.
That
There's
won't
a
let us
plane.
talk about health.
They won't let us talk about health because
People
they
screaming.
know. Because they know we are not health conscious people.
We try to be,
but
you know, hey, trying is the most important step.
That's true.
Okay, if you don't try, you're not going anywhere.
Correct.
So
I hope you like this episode of Hey Sean Won't Like This. We are so sorry with like this sudden change of background. But I hope you guys enjoy this version.
Yeah. And
thank you for listening on Spotify. If you want to see the visual, please check
Go
our
on
YouTube channel.
Hey Sean Won't Like This.
Subscribe, share, like, do whatever you need to do. And if you guys want more edits and like short edits, please follow us on our social media.
Oh,
with link down below.
And sound off below, like what are your thoughts about health and also like how it mingles with the work environment and also how it feels your personal life.
Yeah.
Sound off in the comments. We've been enjoying reading a lot of like your comments previously, and I think there's one idea that I wanna propose to Ami, but there's a secret I wanna tell you.
Okay.
Again, this has been Hisha Won't Like This, and this podcast was brought to you by SW Strategies, a regional public relations and public affairs firm with presence all across Southeast Asia. And with that, thank you. Bye-bye. We'll see you.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.